NTV.
Staying with us right here on Morning at NTV. Our next conversation, we're going to be talking about Jumia Tech Week 2020. And yes, I have Mr. Ron Kawamata, the CEO of Jumia, already in studio. But let me give you just a brief preamble. Have you been looking to get new gadgets? That's the $64,000 question. Well, the Jumia Uganda Tech Week might be just the right opportunity for you to do that. Jumia customers will enjoy discounts of up to 70%. Products in the campaign that will run from the 16th of March all the way to the 31st. Teddy Kwekwa said that it was before the end of the month. I didn't have money. From the 16th of March up to the 31st of March, you'll be able to get 70% on most of those gadgets. And speaking of the launch of this year's Tech Week, my next guest, whom you already know, Mr. Ron Kawamata, is also the CEO in Uganda, said that the product assortment had been widened beyond only mobile phones. So we are not only talking about gadgets. You'll get 70% on everything that you desire. Well, Mr. Ron Kawamata is here. Watching Jogeda, and you'll let him give us all the details and the gist about this Jumia Tech Week. Very good morning, Mr. Ron. Thank you for joining us.
Morning.
Well, first things first, 2020. Do you think
Yes.
2020 is the year of e-commerce? Will we see a surge in the use of e-commerce, especially when it comes to online business?
Oh yes, I think e-commerce is already here and it's booming for the early adopters. The customers who are buying online, buying on Jumia, are very, very happy with the service. We find that more than 90% would recommend us to their family and friends. So customers are very happy with the convenience we bring. Customers, whether you're in Kampala or outside of Kampala, upcountry, are extremely happy with the service. Vendors making big incremental revenues for their businesses. They're able to scale up and invest more and hire more people. Our logistics partners, who many of them depend only on Jumia, are doing extremely well. And so the ecosystem is really having an impact overall on the economy. Now, for me, I see the success of e-commerce as one of incredible opportunity, especially for people who are outside of Kampala. These are people who otherwise have no access to good retail. These are people who typically don't get all the protections of getting a refund, having returns accepted, getting a warranty. And those people, Jumia and e-commerce is much more relevant than those of us who live in the big cities and everything is
We're
around
going
us.
to talk about those, but let's first explore 2020. E-commerce, how strong is e-commerce looking?
Well, I think number one, it's growing very, very fast. A report done by BCG said that 3 million jobs across Africa will be created on e-commerce alone. And that is a huge number. That's especially one job out of every 150 unemployed Africans will be coming from e-commerce. So it's going to be a huge. Now, having said that, e-commerce is still at the infancy. That if you look at, compared to China, compared to North America and Europe, we're still about 1% of all transactions happening online. That compared to 20% happening in China. So we have a long ways to go. But what we see, however, we're growing very fast. Customers find Jumia and e-commerce very relevant, not just before, even now, for example, with this crisis of corona that's hitting our countries. People are realizing that e-commerce indeed is much more relevant than ever before. So we think that will continue to grow quite fast. And we see the whole world is going online. And I mean, also look at the penetration of internet in Uganda. Now we've hit almost 40% of Ugandans are able to access some sort of internet. And this is mainly through the phone. And so we will continue to serve those people wherever they are.
I did mention the issue of e-commerce and online business because of the coronavirus effect. Many containments. China that you mentioned is being hit hard. You also have countries like Italy, you have Morocco, you have Spain. Actually calling for containments here and there, telling people to stay at home and work from home. The students, please do not go to school. So you have e-commerce and online businesses taking off. But anyway, you as Mr. Ron Kawamata and Jumia, have you been affected?
Well, I think we are part of the countries and cities we live in. And because people are affected, our customers, our business partners are affected by the supply chain disruption. We have people whose movements are restricted in some of the markets we're in. So we feel that, and then we want to be part of the solution. I have to say, so far, we've been able to mitigate the impact of corona. We've been able to still secure Some of the supply chain, we've still been able to make sure that our delivery networks are secure by making sure that our drivers are well protected, make sure our teams are well protected, our warehousing processes are still intact. So we're making sure that we minimize the impact on our customers. Ultimately, all economies will be affected. All countries will be affected by the slowdown in business movements and so on and so on. And the Jumia is part of that. However, our job is to make sure we minimize the impact on our consumers.
Indeed.
In Uganda, for example, we think our customers will find Jumia now even more relevant because of the innovations we've put in place.
Indeed.
Making sure that our customers, our delivery agents are well protected. We have instituted something like that's called no-touch delivery.
No-touch delivery.
No-touch delivery, whereby our drivers are very well equipped. One, they have face masks. Two, they have hand sanitizer with the process to wipe their hands
before
they drop off the package, to wipe after they give you the package. And obviously, we screen them before they make these rounds of delivery runs. And most importantly, there's no need to have touch. Drivers ask you where you want the package dropped off, and then you pick it up without actually interacting with the driver. We have prepayment options where customers can pay us with MTN mobile money. And so there's no need to handle cash, physical cash interaction indeed. And also we see ourselves as a big partner with the government. We're in discussions with the Minister of Health, for example, to disseminate information through our platforms. Jumia is the largest online source for traffic. So we get more traffic on our site than any other platform in Uganda, than any other site in Uganda. And so we're in discussions to make sure that our customers who come to our platforms are able to get this information necessary to keep them safe. We've worked with our partners like Dettol to secure supplies for like face masks, supplies like antiseptic wash, hand sanitizer available at no gouging prices. So we don't allow our sellers to increase their pricing on products that are relevant to the coronavirus. We need to make sure that customers still can access all these necessary life-saving, I would say, or preventative materials on Jumia at the same price they were before. And in fact, for some of those, like Dettol, for example, we've agreed to not take any commission on those. And Dettol has agreed also to sell us at what you call best price. And so we're really working extremely hard to make sure that our customers in Uganda, our customers in the other African markets are able to get access to these products for Corona without paying through their noses, and to make sure they can receive these products in as safe manner as possible.
A good thing you really prepared for this containment, because we've seen in other countries people lining up in very long queues trying to get essentials that are running out. Hand sanitizers, soap, you have sanitation wipes, all running out. Even toilet paper, even though it doesn't do much to protect you from the coronavirus. Everything is running out. Do you have enough supplies, just in case we are dealing with an outbreak in Uganda, that people can actually have enough supplies from Jumia?
Well,
are you offering, like some kind of percentages? Is this 70% also going to affect these essentials that can be used to combat coronavirus?
Well, number one is that indeed the panic buying we've seen in countries like Kenya and other markets tells you about the fear that people have. This is a new virus. We don't know the full consequences yet on the economy, on the supply chain, and so on. So people make those rash decisions because they're panicked. On Jumia's side, our job is to make sure that we work with our partners, our sellers, to make sure we secure as much stock as possible. Now, I cannot tell you whether the supply is enough, because we do not know the impact on Uganda. We don't know how long and what scale, if it comes there, this virus will take. So it's premature to say the stock is enough. We've seen in other markets, for example, like Kenya, whereby they do not have enough face masks in the country. They don't have enough antiseptic cleaning materials in the country. Now, for us, we're working both with our local partners and international partners to make sure that we have enough face masks available for delivery. We have enough hand sanitizer and all the other cleaning detergents that slow down the spread of this virus available for customers. Right now, customers are able to get this delivered for free, or free delivery, wherever you are in Uganda. So we're making it as easy as possible for people to access these vital materials. And I say also, we need to be prepared. We as Ugandans, we need to make sure we protect our families, we protect our friends and our co-workers by taking these steps. Make sure if you're a family person that you do have hand sanitizer in your home. Make sure that you have a face mask ready to use in case of an epidemic coming here. Make sure that you teach your family and you how to keep the essentials. Yes. Wash your hands, don't leave your house if you're sick. So Jumia will continue to disseminate that information with our partner Ministry of Health. And also our job is that we have enough stock right now.
And you're doing a very, very amazing job, I must say, because some other countries we have seen so many people grappling.
Yes.
The doomsday preppers have been preparing for this pandemic for years, and they've been stocking food in their basements.
Yes.
And people were laughing at them since time immemorial. That you must be crazy. What are you stocking this food for? And then the coronavirus hits, and everyone is saying, okay, the doomsday preppers were actually the right people to have actually started early to combat this problem. But then let's leave that. But what about the population living outside Kampala?
Yes.
What are you doing to create awareness about your platform and its services?
Yes, I think one thing is that the upcountry population is a very key segment of our business. We see, for example, about 40% of our business goes to areas outside of Kampala. And we've worked extremely hard to make sure we grow this number to that level. And how have we done this? We know very well that customers who are upcountry do not have a good address system, cannot even place themselves on the map. So we've partnered with companies like Total and Bata to make sure that all those stores they have in upcountry are used as pickup centers. So customers in Kumi, in Gulu, in Jinja, in Fort Poto, in Barara are able to go on Jumia, place an item and have it delivered to their closest Bata store, to their closest Total store. We've, in areas where there's no Bata or Total, we've gone ahead and worked with even smaller shops and retailers to have pickup centers available to everybody in every district in Uganda. And so, the most important as well is that these people typically upcountry don't have many options. You know, obviously Uganda as a country, our retail distribution is not well developed yet, but most especially upcountry, whereby people were typically paying double or 3 times the price than people in Kampala. And now we see that because these customers upcountry have good access to Jumia, have the prices that are locked in with good protections, that customers are trying and buying and growing quite significantly. And the impact also for the upcountry business is felt by the sellers here in Kampala, because we're boosting the demand by giving these customers option to order on Jumia. Now we're also boosting supply in Kampala by giving these retailers and these sellers who are based in Kampala, based in other areas, to serve untapped and unserved demand that is upcountry. And for us, it's a big part of our focus. We want to make sure that wherever you are in Uganda, whether you're in a big town or a small town or a village, you still have the same access to good standard retail that we offer on Jumia.
It seems like Jumia is taking over the whole country. Should the local seller be worried about the online business?
No. To the contrary, we are very complementary. We bring our sellers incremental revenue. We develop, we invest, expanding our market. We invest our distribution networks. We invest in marketing across the country to offer our sellers, wherever they are, a chance to sell to people in other areas where they had no access to those customers. So we're creating demand in areas where there was no demand. And so we're expanding their reach, we're expanding their business. So most of our sellers, and I think for our consumers, they need to understand, Jumia is a platform that gives sellers, big distributors, small retailers, everybody within the ecosystem. In Uganda, we have close to 2,000 sellers on the platform. We give these sellers, these Ugandans, a chance to sell to other Ugandans across the country. And that is an incredible value to those, because these many sellers, they cannot afford to build a platform like Jumia. You cannot afford to invest like we do. So we are a great tool to the ecosystem. We're a great tool to all our sellers in the country. And many of them, actually most of them, are very happy with what we do. And so there's no threat to the brick and mortar business, because we add a lot of efficiencies to it, actually.
And we have seen a lot of talk online about the Jumia Tech Week. Can you give us
Yes.
some context on what it is and what people should expect?
Well, Jumia Tech Week, it's the Black Friday of phones, TVs, appliances, and anything that's electronic, you know, gadgets. So if you are a gamer, you love playing games, or you want the latest phone, or you want to furnish your kitchen by adding on gadgets like blenders, microwaves, this is your campaign, essentially. We want our customers to enjoy Easter in the best possible way. So we have negotiated good pricing. Our vendors, our partners are coming in with great price support, and we have discounts up to 70% on a wide array of products and different brands. Whether you're a Samsung geek or Apple or Phoenix or Techno, or you want the latest Hisense TV and fridge,
Everything is available.
Exactly, and it's available until the 31st of this month. So customers have 2 weeks to shop on Jumia. And for those who are waiting for payday, get the app today. Be ready. We have even more exciting deals, what we call flash sales. These are extremely aggressive deals that customers
amazing deals right there from Jumia. And I
Yes.
have the CEO, Mr. Ron Kawamara. Jumia Tech Week starting from the 16th all the way to the 31st
That is
of
today.
March. Yes. Make sure, yes, you're in the know. Ron Kawamara, thank you very much for having made the time to speak to us. Right about now, I'd like to link to my reporter, Stephen Mbide, who is in Mukono for another update. A very good morning once again, Mr. Mbide.